Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is MadShad. It is a early Sunday morning. Well, 7:30. I've been up since 5, so doesn't matter. Whatever. Great thing about getting up early is, you know, there's a bit of a calmness, a sereneness. Being a sereneness. I doubt that's a word, right? Being serene. I can get more things done for myself and kind of have a peace of mind when I'm doing it. Anyway, you know, me and Charity's already been for a big walk. I've made coffee. I've made her breakfast. I've swept the floor. I've done some dishes. I mean, we went for a big old walk, almost out of coffee, which, you know, that's okay. Watching news, and I like to watch. This is my last day, by the way, of TV, because I go to my new place today, and there's no TV. But I have YouTube. I have you guys. Yeah. But just watching news and everything, and especially here, we have this, it's definitely a woke kind of news thing. It's, you know, and so what they're talking about is defunding the police, or making the police different, police reform, if you will. So, okay, all right, and we see that already. I've seen this in the past, and I think that's a good thing, I guess. Yeah. You know, our Leos out there, our law enforcement officers, you know, they don't get the credit that they deserve. They go through high stress situations. I mean, extremely high stress situations. You know, where literally a split second matters to make the right decision. I mean, not a lot of people experience that. So, yes, they are human. More training is involved, I think. But when you go into these situations where, you know, someone has a knife, someone has a gun, and they're merely a split second from killing somebody, and you are there, and you have the ability to stop them. It doesn't matter about killing. It doesn't matter about, you know, race or whatever. That doesn't even cross your mind. You don't have time for that kind of processing. It's, do I shoot or do I not? You know, do I send it, or do I, you know, hey, let's talk about this? No, it's boom. I just saved a life. I just took a life, but I saved a life. But you're not thinking about taking a life. It's a different kind of thinking. It's stop the threat. Okay? Stop the threat. And when you start negotiating with people, negotiating with, you know, highly emotional people, you know, you're dealing with people who are going through an emotional stress where it is fight or flight. Okay? And you're there going, calm down. Calm the fuck down. Let's talk about this. Oh shit, you've got a gun. You know, why are you trying to swing on me? Put the knife down. You know what I'm saying? There's no calmness. There's no, hey, let's relax. They're taught that. Leos are taught that. But oftentimes it doesn't play out that way, does it? So, Joe Q Public is dangerous. All right? We, the people, are dangerous. And that's all over the world. All right? We are the apex predator of the world. We are the apex predator. We are the top of the food chain. that is true. Look how we've taken over the world. The whole earth is ours. Yes, we are the apex predator. That's why our eyes are forward. That's why, our mind processing, you got to be clever to be a predator. We don't have nails and claws. We used to, but we evolved. We stood up. We used our minds. So yeah, we are the apex predator. Yeah, that can be argued, especially a lot of these viruses and bacteria. They kind of like, well, no, I'm the apex predator, motherfucker. But or that little worm that gets in there and but that's a parasite. That's different. That's not a predator. But you're dealing with the apex predator. And we are apex predators to ourselves as well. I mean, we're dangerous. We the people are dangerous. Homo sapien is dangerous, is the apex predator of the world. Probably of the whole fucking galaxy. I don't know. I don't know about that. Ain't nobody messed with us in a while. Talking about these aliens, and they're supposed to be doing some kind of release of information. Think about it. As far as we know, as far as we can speculate and go back, that we've been in contact with aliens. Who knows? Maybe thousands of years, but even in modern history, I would suggest that going all the way back to the beginning of this country, there is evidence, circumstantial evidence, but hey, you can include that or not, that there's been aliens. I mean, there was the whole UFO crash in the West, in a Western in gunslinger times, and the people of the town tried to help them, and oh, well, sorry for your luck. Yeah, you died here, so we're going to bury you here, and they give him a service. And how nice is that? But of all the other times that they've came here that we haven't heard about, there are some we have where it didn't go well for Mr. Alien, did it? We shot first and asked questions later. Then of course, there's the whole capture and dissection thing. We are the apex predator. We're violent. We're violent in nature. We're violent in action. We're violent in mind. That's how our mind works, and that's how we have became the top species in this ecosystem. So we are dangerous, and so dealing with people, you can't. If I walk up on a situation. If I come up on a situation where there's two guys going at it, just and I'm tasked with breaking it up. How do I break this up? Hey guys, calm down. No, they're not going to listen to me. They're focused. They're focused on doing damage to each other. And here I come in the middle. How the fuck am I going to do that? If I take one guy and pull him down, take one guy and try to take him down, the other guy is going to take advantage of that, and oh, you're going to hold him for me. Oh, okay, thanks. If I try to attack both of them at the same time, it's not going to be enough. I can use voice. I have done this, being a bouncer and security guard and working in a prison. You kind of get a hold of both of them if you can. Without getting messed up, because it could be a ruse. You go to break it up, and they break you up. Like, oh, it worked. Here we go. Get him down. Stab him. Get the keys. But get the keys. Get the radio. Let's go. He's down. So I mean, you never know what the fuck's going on. You never know what's inside the mind. So how in the hell are you going to defund the police? Yeah, the arguments are invalid. They're saying that black folks are more susceptible to getting shot with an interaction from the cops. That is not true. That is not fucking true. White people are. 70%, if not more. I had an argument with somebody that they said it would be more. And it probably is. 70% of people, of white people, were shot. 70% of people who were shot by the police were white. White and dangerous. And, you know, a lot of things happen, you know. A lot of things, you know, there's no clear, you know, yeah, people defund the police. If you defunded the police, what are you going to do? We all know where this goes. You defunded the police, the criminals get to do what they want. Okay? The criminals use those rules and regulations and policies and procedures against them. We are opportunists. We're you know, if I can't go left, I go right. Okay? We're clever. We're clever like that. All right? That's what we do. So, you know, that's how it works. It's like a chess game. We invented chess. I can't play chess with my dog. I probably could. We haven't taught a monkey or a gorilla how to play chess yet. So, I mean, you know, we are the cleverest, the most clever of the whole fucking species on this planet that we know of. I mean, look at, we've overpopulated. We have taken over just by breeding. So, and yeah, you could argue that we've got weak skin. We've got, our muscles are weak. You know, we don't have tooth and nail to bite and tear. We do, and we did, and you can see evidence of that in your canine teeth and but we're omnicarnivorous. You know, we're opportunists. We know, okay, I can eat some fruits and berries, and I can go foraging, and while I'm foraging, ooh, look, a rabbit. You know? Yeah. So I know, or I take my spear, you know, bow and arrow, kill me a deer, boom, and mix that with my fruits and berries, and there you go. So that's how we've evolved for millions of years. We are the apex predator, and so dealing with the apex predator is very, very tricky. Very tricky. Imagine dealing with a tiger, which we do, but we know how to trick the tiger and to kill the tiger. Dealing with folks is very unpredictable because there's different skill sets involved. There's different physical attributes involved. We have this interesting thing called an adrenal dump. An adrenal dump is a very interesting thing. It in a stressful situation, say I'm getting attacked, the body does one of two things, and usually it's the first thing that happens is the adrenal dump, and that's your body saying, okay, you're getting your ass kicked, you're in imminent danger. So we've all felt this. We all have felt this. It's an adrenal dump. Your mind gets, your eyesight gets focused, razor sharp focus. You get super fucking strong, super fucking fast, because it's either fight or flight. Okay? You're either going to fight or flight. And at some point in time, you know, that's going to go away, but it doesn't last forever. Some people, it comes and goes more and more often. The anxiety attacks have a lot to do with that. You'll feel that adrenal dump, you know. But that's what you're facing is a superhuman. If somebody has been, boom, they've got the adrenal dump because they went through that stressful situation. They think that their life is in danger. So, you know, it's hard to keep your wits about you in this adrenal dump because you're faster. You're moving at the speed of thought. Okay, you're not knowing what's going on. If somebody's attacking me and I'm just, you know, I'm not thinking, okay, I'm going to hit this guy, and then I'm going to turn and hit this guy. No, it happens. It happens in a split second. Your muscle and your mind become one. You get the mind-body connection. You get this super freaking adrenal dump. Your extremities, your actual extremities, the blood kind of stops flowing to your extremities, to your arms and your legs. It might go to your legs, but so you can run. But your body kind of tenses up and braces for impact, and you got to think of it like a ship, and it diverts things over here and over here so you can absorb the blow and then fight or take off. Okay, the mind and the body does that without you even thinking about it, and it does it within less than a split second. Okay, so reaction times, all that stuff. It just so cognitive ability goes right out the window when you're dealing with somebody with that's emotional and an adrenal dump. And that's man or woman or child. We all feel that. And so that's why a lot of times when you shoot somebody, they just don't go down. So why didn't you just shoot him in the leg? Well, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. He's going to take that, a lot of times they get shot in the leg and they just keep going. If you hit a femoral artery, yeah, you've got mere minutes to live because you're going to bleed out. But within that time, you can do a lot of damage. Okay, and that's been proven time and time and time again. Okay, so that's why they teach shoot center mass, get that hydraulic kill, because your heart and your lungs are right here, and there's not much stopping a bullet from going in there. But even with that, you have ribs, and you have muscle mass, and you have the adrenal dump. So if damage, your body is already standing by for some type of damage to happen to it. And so the mind and the body job is to get you out of that situation by either fighting or running. So there's no, hey, calm down, let's think about this. No, it's time. Your mind says, fuck. Oh, fuck. Ass pucker factor of 10,000. Let's do this. And there's no bullshit going on. There's no cognitive abilities coming and going. You're not thinking about, maybe I should have turned my stove off, or no, it's none of that. Or, I really don't want to kill this person. But no, it's none of that. It's fight or flight. Okay? So that's what you're dealing with, first and foremost. And Leos have to go through that too. And they're trained. Their training forces them to think in that situation. That's really hard. Really fucking hard. Shoot this person, don't shoot this person. Think about a hostage situation where somebody's got, somebody, I'll shoot this motherfucker. I'll shoot this motherfucker if you don't, bang, 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 So you gotta be able to, you gotta be able to calm yourself down to take out the threat. So that's a very hard thing to do. Try it. Just try it. Try doing some stupid shit like that. That's good training. It is good training. And that only comes with experience and training, and because your heartbeat is going to race, your muscles are going to tense up, your mind is going to be just, So when you start, I know I went on a tangent there. It was great. But when you start defunding the police, the criminals are going to take advantage. Okay, the people are going. You're going to find more criminals are going to come out and like, look at the riot. Look at the Rodney King riots. You had grandma going into the store and getting some free peppers. Remember the Sublime song? We are opportunists. Case in point. You're in a bank. All right? There's a line of people. And you look down, there's $200 on the ground. It's not yours. Nobody sees you. What do? Do you pick it up, put it in your pocket? Or do you go, hey, excuse me, somebody dropped this? Let's just say you've seen the person that dropped it and they're walking out the door at a leisurely pace. You've seen it come right out of their pocket because they were fumbling with their keys, and boom, $200 hit the ground. Are you going to say, hey, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, you dropped something? Or are you just going to go, mine, thank you. Yeah. You're going to think about it. You're going to think about it, aren't you? Everybody does. You know? What if there was nobody looking? Everybody was looking forward. Cameras are looking forward. Security guards are looking forward. And it happens and you're facing behind them. What if a security guard seen it and watched you? What if everybody was watching? Would you do the right thing? Yes, you would. If nobody was watching, chances are you would take advantage of the situation, wouldn't you? That's what we do. We would take advantage of the situation. It's not wrong if nobody's seen it, right? So yeah, $200 in my pocket. Go about my day. That's what's going to happen. Nobody's going to be manning the fort, you know? We wanted a police force. We wanted someone to serve and protect. We the people wanted that because, well, you know, lynch mobs sometimes get it wrong. So, you know, but it seems like this is the year of the lynch mobs, isn't it? And another thing, this is the ultimate goal, I believe, is that when you defund the police and you make the police softer, more nicer, and not a lot of people are going to want to become policemen. If their every interaction they have is going to be somebody cussing them out and somebody giving them a finger and telling them they're a white supremacist, and you know, what do you mean? You know, how can I be a white supremacist? I'm black, but you know, you're a white supremacist now. So anyway, you know, how are you gonna? Nobody's gonna want to work in that environment where everybody hates you. You know, and all you want to do is do the right thing. You want to, you know, be a sheepdog. You want to help people. You want to go get cats out of trees, and you want to go find that stolen car, and you want to stop that drug dealer. You want to take down that psychopath. You want to take this domestic disturbance, this guy that's beaten his wife for 30 years, and finally, you know, he's got her down, and he's beating her, and you're there to stop him. You want to be that guy or that girl. You want to be that sheepdog, you know? And now, now you can't. You can't even use harsh language, much less your gun or your taser, you know, or your nightstick. You know, what the fuck? What are you going to do? Stand back and go, hey, stop. Yeah, it's... And we know where this is going, because once you defund the police, nobody becomes a policeman. The police roster starts to dwindle. Then, and only then, you have the federales that go, hey, we can help. We can fill this void, this gap. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we're going to do it anyway because, well, the police are gone. You know? And then that's where we're going to have problems. Oh, yeah. We've seen how the federales work. And they have been weaponized. Sad to say. It is really sad to say. You know, that the agencies that we used to hold so dear, the alphabet soup, is now... Their culture has changed to the point where they now want to enslave us. They now want to oppress us with their will and their might. Okay? Their intimidation, their fear that's their tactics. Their fear and their intimidation, you know. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to you right now, and the next thing you know, the door pops open, you know, with flashlights and flashbangs and, you know, freeze and loud speech, freeze, get on the ground, and boom, I get tased, you know, and then my dog gets shot, I get hogtied, all because I made this video. That's going to happen. I mean, that's a very strong possibility. It actually does happen. They call it raiding. You know, where you just call somebody, you dox their location, and boom, you oh my God, he's crazy. He's got a gun. He's got a bomb, and boom. And next thing you know, you got the black helicopters above your house. That does happen, and it is, you know. But oftentimes you're like, what's going on here? You know, but we know they're coming after the freedom of speech. We know they're coming after the 2A. We know they're coming after everything else. You know, so why not? And they're doing it. Look at Rudy Giuliani. Why the hell they raid his house? Look at all the other people in the past that they raided just for did not agree with what they were saying. Did not agree with it didn't fit. They were becoming enemies of the state. And when I say state, I mean the federal state. You know, there's two. There's our state, and then there's their state. They work in the shadows, and our state kind of has to deal with us, Joe Public. So we get to shape our state, but the federales get to infiltrate and take advantage of that. So, you know. So we've got to change that culture as well. And you know what? I can see a lot of Leos going from the private sector to the federal sector. You know, just be like, screw this. You know, I have a right to protect they have a right. Everyone has the right to protect themselves, and so when you take that right away from them, you know, things go to shit real quick. All right. Then you have nothing but serfs and slaves, you know, and jackbooted thugs. So we don't want that. We don't want that. I do like the idea of having more training for Leos, you know, with crisis intervention and dealing with, you know, things like that. But there is a time when that switch, you know, when you switch that and you go, you know, you go kinetic, that happens, and you have to be ready. It's called critical chance. You got to be able to do that. You got to be able. We do that. We train like that. You know, I'm just diddy bopping down the street. You know, got my fucking headphones in. You know, da 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 da, listening to the, you know, to the latest YouTube video, and then next thing you know, whap, what? You know, I got to go critical chance right away. You know, because I'm already at a disadvantage. Now instead of being proactive, I have to be reactive. Okay, so you have to be able to deal with that. You have to be able to just be talking to somebody. Go, hey, how you doing, sir? Okay, all right. You know, and you're talking to the person. Hello, officer. How you doing? And the next thing you know, they're sticking a knife in your neck. You know, or they've pulled out a gun and they've shot you. They've already shot you 3 times in the chest. And oh, fuck. You know, man, I hope my vest works. I hope my bulletproof vest works. You know, because you don't have time to think about that. You think, oh shit, I've just been shot 3 times. Okay, you know, so you got to be able to react. You know, so yeah, I can see this coming. I can see where this is going. You know, you want to do more. You want to do some counseling. You want to get involved and change the, you know, You know, I remember when cops used to come to the school, have like little show and tell things, and you know, little talks, and you know, kids wanted to be cops. You know, I want to be a policeman when I grow up. Yay! You know, and catch bank robbers, and you know, that's part of it, man. That's what drove me into the military. You know, I was like, yeah, I want to be one of those guys. maybe I can be a policeman, or maybe I can be, whatever. But now, look at the kids now. No, they're being taught to turn in their moms and dads. They're taught to judge people by the color of their skin. We worked so hard against that. We worked so hard to be, MLK is rolling in his grave right now. You have to, you judge people by the content of their character. Hello, it's even in our Constitution. All men are created equal. Smith and Wesson made him, whatever. You know that quote too. But it's just, now more than ever, you better start thinking about how to protect yourself. You better start thinking about situation awareness. Because if they defund the police, and that means there's going to be less policemen out there. That's less of a level of security that's going to be provided for you. Instead of we've already heard about it during the riots and things like that. Something else happened somewhere and they need a policeman. They call 911. Hey, 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, I got somebody breaking into my house. He's got a freaking axe. I've shot him 5 times and he's still coming. He's jacked up on hoppers and quaaludes and crack, and he just won't go down. He's killing my cat right now. I need help. Okay. 911's like, okay, we'll be there in 30 minutes. What? Really? I mean, it's just hypothetical situations, but you know what? I'm sure it happened somewhere. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it too. This all happens on a daily basis. Whatever scenario you can think of, it's happening right now. So, you start defunding the police and you start taking away their incentives and their ability to protect themselves. A policeman is not there to take a bullet. All right, he is not the Secret Service. Okay, Secret Service, they get paid for that shit. They get paid, they get trained, and they volunteer for that shit. Okay, to be a policeman, you're there to serve and protect. Okay, that's it. You're serve, protect, enforce, police, whatever. That's it. You want to go home at the end of the day. Your family wants you home at the end of the day. These people have wives and kids and husbands, daughters and cats and dogs and chickens and grandmas and grandpas and moms and dads that want them to come home at the end of the fucking shift. Okay? They're not there to take a bullet. They don't get paid that much. All right? I mean, starting pay is what, 20, 30 to 50,000 with some incentives and bonuses and they work all the time. Okay, 12-hour shifts, swing shifts. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Plus the paperwork and all the bullshit and stuff that they have to go through to keep their job and to move up. I mean, seriously, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, these guys gotta go to training and constant training and seminars. And you're like, oh God. So are there bad people out there? Are there bad cops out there? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Are there stupid ones? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But you're gonna fuck up to err as human. I mean, seriously, and that's going to happen. It's going to happen. But if they start doing that, I mean, and we're starting to see more and more of that. We've seen in Portland and Oregon and all that. The police were like, screw this, man, we're out of here. They had record walkouts. Like, nope, out of here. So, go ahead, defund the police. It'll be back like the wild, wild west again. I mean, it will. That's not a good thing. I mean, it really is not. And tell you the truth, yes, our population has grown since those times. But there was actually less, after the Wild West period, there was actually less crime. you know, less and less crime. And we're talking all crime, violent crime and everything. You know, think about it. We don't really have a lot of records that go back to those days of you know, hey, what's up? Just random people walking by my window, you know. But we know that crime, a lot of it wasn't even crime. It was just do what you want day, you know. And you got away, and people got away with murder. Serial killers were allowed to just open up chop shops and, you know, kill hundreds of people. People were allowed to steal buttloads of money. You know, being a bank robber, you rob trains, you rob banks, and you go in there with intimidation and force, and you get what you want. And people made a really good living at that. You know, nowadays it's a little bit harder. We got more people, more eyeballs, more ways of tracking people down. So it's a little bit harder. But they still do it. Still bank robbers out there. Still serial killers out there. You know, they're still there. People are always going to find a way. That apex predator is still going to find a way to get what they want. That's it. That's it. I mean, so we need that level of observance and security to fight that, to be a deterrent at least. You know, think about it in traffic. Now, you know, around here it's crazy. These motherfuckers run like 100 miles an hour down the highway. But you know what? They all go back down to the speed limit when there's a cop sitting there. Everybody goes, woo! You can see it. You can just be hauling ass, doing 70 miles, you know, speed limit 60. You're doing 75, 80. People are passing you like you're standing still. And then all of a sudden, in front of your windshield, you see red lights. Boom, 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 boom. All you see is brake lights. You're like, uh-oh. And you slow down. And sure enough, right there on the edge is a fucking cop just sitting there. And he could be asleep. They could have a fucking dummy in there. Or he could be actually, you know, pulling somebody over. You know, I seen one time this guy he had a milkshake in his mouth. The cop did, dude. As we were driving by and just looking at him like, what the fuck? He wasn't even paying attention to anyone. Well, we still slowed the fuck down to the speed limit, didn't we? So we need that. We need that. We need that deterrent. You know, we need that. So I'm all about, you know, getting more training and you know, for Leos, and it's already there. It's already there. It's years of experience. You know, does pay off. There's mentorships and there's apprenticeships, and it is a culture within itself, a fraternal order, and so they do actually promote and train and bring people up to become good Leos, because they're the first. There's a second line of defense. We, the people, me, myself, my personal security is my own responsibility, and yours as well. So, you know, that's number two. You know, that Mr. Policeman who has a response time of about, you know, 10 to 15 minutes, or 30 minutes, or an hour, or they ain't coming, whatever. You know, that's number two. And then number three, number four, number five. You know, then we got the military. You know, this, you know, whatever. Me, myself, I am responsible for my protection at all times, and for other people around me. And that's how we should think as Americans. And that's how we should, you know, police. If you want to police your own, okay, great. But you still need that level of you know, policemen out there, those law enforcement officers that do the work every day, and and I've had multiple dealings with Leos. Some good, mostly good. Some bad, but you know, you gotta go with it. I mean, it's gonna happen, and you gotta understand what they're going through. And that's how I looked at it. I mean, you know, like, I get it, man. This guy doesn't know who I am. He has no fucking clue who I am. He's just pulled me over, and yeah, his hand is on his gun. So I'm not gonna go, yo, bro. And I'm wired that you don't point a gun at me. You don't put your hand on. You don't threaten me. You know, that goes all the way down from, you know, working at the range to you know, personal interactions with people. You know, in a enforcement setting. So you gotta just go, all right, bro, all right. Take it easy. You know, go ahead, and you just gotta commit and submit. You know, and let them do their thing. Keep your hand. I pull over. My window doesn't open, so I turn on the dome lights and all that. And I open the door, and I put my hands on the steering wheel. And, you know, license and registration. There you go. Oh yeah, I got a pew over here. You know, whatever. And I just be cool. Just be cool, and I let them do their thing. And then once they relax, then, you know, whatever. I still just treat them, because they have the drop on you. They have the drop on you. So, you know, even from a tactical standpoint, there's really no way I can win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could just, you know, hi officer, hi, bang. But I don't want to do that. You know, why would I want to do that? He's already pulled me over. He's already ran my tags. He already knows who the fuck I am, and everybody in that whole area knows who the fuck I am. So if something happens, boom, they're gonna respond. They're gonna chase me down and fill me full of holes, run me off the road, whatever. Or they're gonna wait until I go home and get me in the middle of the night. So it doesn't matter. You can't outrun the radios. You can't outrun all that shit. They're gonna. I don't understand how people just think that they can just do that shit and get away with it. You know, most of them don't. Majority of people that do, you know, shoot the police or whatever get caught. They do. It's the way it is. So, you know, and I thank them. Hey, man, thank you for your service. You know, and you know what? Most of them, a majority of Leos come from veteran, you know, from the military, and it's just a natural progression from military into police and law enforcement, because, you know, you go from strict military to a paramilitary. I mean, the Leo, the law enforcement side of it is a paramilitary unit. You know, you got your regulations and rules and all that, and you got to look good in your uniforms, and, you know, there's traditions, policies, and procedures, you know, that are very similar to the military, and you know, that it's just a natural progression, a natural shift going into. I almost did it. I actually did do it. I, you know, became a corrections officer, but you know, having that level of, and it's a way of kind of transitioning out of that psycho warrior mentality to, now I'm a Leo sheepdog, you know, and all kinds of, it comes full circle. It really does, and you get it. You know, okay, great, and, you know, you go about your day, you go about your life, and you feel good about yourself. So, you know, a lot of them have already seen death and destruction before they became policemen, you know, in law enforcement. So, military is a little different. Yeah, when dealing with folks, the MPs, they're a little different too. They're more just kind of, boom, you're on the ground, hands on, you're zip tied, and you're in the van. You know, he's got to get bang. There's no bullshit. There's no, you know. They have, you know, MPs have to do their thing too. I mean, they got to follow certain rules and regulations, and ROEs as well. But for the most part, it's you know, once again, you're not only are you dealing with apex predator, now you're dealing with super apex predator in the military, and they're all roid raging. They got muscles, and who knows? They just came back from Afghanistan, and has a necklace of ears. What are you gonna? And now he's drunk at the bar, and he's just slapping people. I mean, what do you do? Hey, guy. You gotta take him down. So I've seen it firsthand. I've been in some brawls with some MPs before and Shore Patrol and all that. And it's man, they ain't fucking around. And the whole restraining is totally different. It's knees in the neck. It's twisting your arm back behind your back and turning it into a pretzel, and stepping on your groin, and standing on your ankle, and all kinds of little tricks of the trade that the military, that the public law enforcement do not get to use. It's just little tricks, so because it's needed. It's needed in that environment. It's needed. Not only are you dealing with trained professional freaking killers, you're also dealing with the enemy as well, and also with dependents and foreign nationals and other terrorist organizations that are trying to infiltrate. And so it gets really crazy. A lot of things to think about. So damn, here we go again. Just ranting and raving. My morning coffee. Currently 8:25. It's turning into a beautiful day. It's about 60-something degrees outside. Oh, there's more people. Hey, what's up? How you doing? I should just put the camera right here. And you just watch all the people just walk by. I'm at the corner. I'm at the corner of a freaking, this building. So, and everybody goes in and out, whatever. So anyway, that won't be happening in my new place, which I've already started moving stuff in. And it's my last day here in this very nice shithole. Yep, I'm going to do a little preliminary, a little last final cleanup. I've already searched the area. Went through all the cabinets and door, underneath the beds and all that shit. Make sure I didn't leave any gear, which yesterday I got all that stuff out anyway. And so all I got left is my, those things, and my dog, and me. And, little things like this, and this, and this, You guys think of this. Yeah, this is me now. I have to... Yeah, Sonny. Nah, see? Back in my day. I gotta wear readers now. Trying to read all that little fine print, and you're like, So, yeah, it's... fuck. But, yeah. Getting old is fun, isn't it? Yeah. But, yeah, so I'm going to end it here. Just, whatever, man. Go ahead. I mean, you want to turn this into the Wild Wild West. It's not going to bide well, I mean, really. And... it's just sad to watch this whole race thing. But this is a tool that they use to get to the ends justify the means in their way of thinking. But it's very, it's a long-term goal, and they're succeeding. They are succeeding. So and they're doing it with the Leos. Everything that they infiltrate into and start to break down adds one more notch, one more check, little check mark off their checklist of things to do until they get to the ultimate goal. Which that's going to be bad. you know, our total and utter slavement, okay, enslavement. So, you know, whatever. Don't read between the lines there, you know. Their lies are just, call it out. Call it out. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it here. It's Mad Shad, continuing you all to train, keep training, keep prepping. Open your eyes. Do some thinking. Because, you know what? Those who make chaos, those who make order out of the chaos, you know, win. So, or at least survive. And there's going to come a time when we're going to have to survive. Survive and thrive. So, it's Mad Shad. Continue, you know, encouraging you all to prep and to train, because it is a mad, mad world out there.